Well, guys, if you can't tell by what is around me, we have made it to Power Driven. I'm not sure what kind of video this is going to turn into. This might just be a quick blurb for Diesels in the Mountain, or this might be watching this truck explode here in testing. So we're going to run the truck, not trying to set any horsepower records or anything like that, as much as Will's trying to get me to try to get on the PDD dyno record. We're not doing that today. We are going to run the truck fuel only, maybe a little spray, and essentially just test it, make sure with the new injectors, the new pumps, everything goes smooth on a full RPM run. This truck has reached the point where it doesn't even really matter about the fact that the brake lights don't work. This truck is an absolute liability on the street. It's super light. It rides terrible. Like, it has so many things that go against driving it on the street. And again, it's not the seat belts, it's not the tail lights or anything like the fiberglass belts. Like, this truck just is not streetable anymore. So as much as I want to run this thing on the street, it doesn't hook up. It's just not fun. So we're gonna do it here in a safe environment, strapped down to the dyno, where if something goes wrong, we can quickly get a hold of it, shut it off, stuff like that. We're basically gonna run it where we did before UCC, 325 milligrams, and see what it'll do. As you can tell by the setting sun, we had some other things on our mind today, but that's okay. Not happy.
Let's see what it made. Guesses? 800. Oh.
900?
No, actually.
Wow.
Dude, that would tow the shit out of a trailer.
100 horsepower.
I got some top on it.
Dude, I wonder if that speed is just slowing everything down.
That was super clean. You do not have fuel. Were you floored?
Once I got to 3200.
Yeah, there was no fuel.
But
there.
oh, you know what? No, there's no timing anymore.
Dude, they should have spooled it though.
It just took forever.
You need more. You need to use more smoke.
Smoke fuel. That's 325. Let's pull along. You're here at Diesels on the Mountain. As you can tell, I left the pre-dyno in. We have just been so busy between Todd's Mega Cab, Will's Uncle Rico, Myers Shorty, as well as Myers Tow Rig. We made it here Friday night. Big thank you to Brighton for letting us in. And we got to hang out with Cody and Elmer last night. Stayed in the trailer on the premises, woke up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Even my dad made it down from Washington State. We got brisket for lunch, so I'm excited about that. But they are doing dirt drags first. The dirt drags are over at 2 p.m. and we are on the dyno at 3 p.m. and all things point to a go. So I'm gonna try and get you guys some footage. Bear with me. And then the sled pull starts, I think, right after. They're gonna cut the track and get ready to sled pull. So I'm not sure how much footage we're gonna be able to get you guys. We'll get the dyno pulls of the Unlimited, hopefully. And then I'll try to get some dirt drag. Will has Uncle Rico on 4 paddles. Should be pretty sick. So we're in the pits here, and some of you guys, the OGs, might recognize this truck. This is actually the old King Speed truck and Russ out of Arizona brought it back to life. And you're dynoing it here?
Yeah.
What did it make at Southwest Truck Fest?
14.
Fuel only?
Yep.
What's the setup?
It's S472 on the manifold and a GT55 107 atmosphere.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Got
You-
two 12mm TDPs,
All right.
projection pump,
6'7", 5'9",
5'9" still.
5'9". Wow.
roll engine that could.
Dang, that is impressive. It's like that other, who's that other guy that's got the, ooh, and we got a nitrous spray bar in the intercooler. Man after my own heart. It's really clean too, guys. It really is. All right, we got Meyer. I missed Will's first pass. And then we have, I don't know who is in the far lane, but that is Griff in his 6-liter Excursion on the near side here.
Okay, it's the grandstand side again.
All right, and then we got Super Dorf, aka Devin,
Okay, we're set to go on the track
on the
again.
near lane. All right, now we got Will up on the scoops. He has those 4 paddles on here. This is his second run. So if you might not have seen Boosted Wheel and Tire, Emerson over here, we entered his giveaway. Now, just for context, I've never met Emerson in person ever.
This is our first time meeting. Like actually, I
Like-
honestly didn't even know what he looked like.
Kind of upset he didn't know I won UCC this year, but it's okay. It's okay.
Dude, I was definitely uninformed.
Yeah. But we picked up some 24x14 KG1s. So just
Javelins.
for my my YouTube audience, man of his word, brought them here, signed, sealed, delivered, and we'll put them on the race truck. We just need to find a tire that will fit and go 200 mile an hour.
Yeah. Finna
So-
look nasty.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and we got Randy's new truck here with the Balot block, the big old jumbo Humerol turbo. Nice work. Ooh, they even put the gates on the bottom. I'm a fan. I like it. Nice work. And then we got Wes from Beeman Builds. The wrap's very similar to mine with the metallic, obviously orange, but very, very cool looking. Wes Beeman of Beeman Builds, fuel only. Hey, is that Berlin Southwick?
Yeah.
Guys, so as I alluded to, safety is paramount. Okay, so we have an extra transmission blanket on the firewall to catch it. We have our dual cables here to catch it. We'll have a turbo guard on there. We have our transmission blanket in there. We have our fire suit, shoes, helmet, gloves. We're loading a nitrous tune-up in it right now, and we'll see what it makes. I've been able to catch up with a lot of people, talk to a lot of people. We did put some fresh Hot Shots fuel in here, and we're gonna see what it does. We're about an hour out. And we also got the weights, thanks to David. Hey, David, what's your buddy's name? Nate. David and Nate got the sled pull weights thrown on for us. And yeah, last minute checks. So the Unlimited guys are all in here now. I think all of these trucks are essentially are spraying. We got JBJ, myself, Darkside, Austin, Bridger. I always forget Chase. And then I believe these are all RG trucks, these 3 Duramaxes. And then I'm not sure about the rest, but there is your lineup for Unlimited. We are getting strapped down on the dyno. Shout out to Nick at Fluid Dampener for my baby Jesus. Let's do this.
Holy cow, now we know.
All right, guys, so we are post 4,100 horsepower. There was a correction factor. The raw number is 3280, which is still the record. So it is what it is. Feels cool. Still runs. And now we got everyone else. Spencer's up. Hey, JBJ, you next? Jake next? Maybe Jake will be next. Say something nice to the camera.
Dude, I know you do.
Come on, man. Kids watch this.
Oh, shoot, my bad.
No, you're good. $27.93. Got Spencer round 2, going for 3. Let's get it, buddy. Oh yeah. All right, we got JBJ first run. After a 3-week hasty turnaround, back on the dyno, absolute fighter. I'll tell you what, guys, the amount of effort that goes into these trucks is, if you watch my channel, you know, but not everyone always appreciates it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that was it. Woo! Oh yeah! Woo! There you go! 33:42. Heck yeah! Got it! We got Austin Olette, bunch of Sin City diesel, old Frank Davis over there, getting him dialed in. I believe this is Austin's first nitrous pull with the new setup. I think it's a stock block 6.7, and it's got compounds. I'm not sure on the size, but oh yeah, nice. That was fuel only correction. Now he's spraying it. Oh yeah, that was good. There you go. 1733. Nice. Got Drew in this Duramax here. I overheard they're shooting for about 2,000 horsepower, and hopefully he gets there. We got RG and their shop truck, single turbo, out of New Mexico. Alright, so we got Beeman Builds, Wes. We got his, just double checked his nitrous ramp for him. Just hoping for 2,000. That's a tow truck. Alright, we got Bridger up for round 2. Should rip now. Little sensor issue. Sounds a lot better coming through the pole too. Oh yeah. 2571, so I believe that is another record for a single home. Crazy. Alright, so now we got Wes. We think we figured it out. He had an RPM limiter. We got rid of that, and now it's just boost. Oh yeah!
You're actually probably not that wrong.
All right, so I know this video is probably late, and that's okay. We just got home. We're gonna wrap up this Diesels in the Mountain video. I know on Facebook, Instagram, there was a million videos of it, and so it might be a little repetitive to watch this video. But if you guys want to know the data on said dyno hit, I'm actually going to measure the bottles right now. So all of these started at approximately, we had them 33.5 pounds. So these are the 3 bottles that we used. So about a pound and 4 ounces. 2 pounds, 3 ounces. So now we're at 3 pounds, 8 ounces. And then I saved the best for last. All right, so we're at 3 pounds, 4 ounces, and we got 6 pounds. So 3 pounds plus 6 is 9. So 9 pounds, 9.5 pounds of nitrous in that dyno hit. Now, I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod because we got some explaining, I guess, to do is the best way. Also, shout out to Brighton Williams over at Diesels in the Mountain. Got a sweet belt buckle. Got this awesome plaque. And, you know, don't get me wrong, guys. I love competing and everything else. And trophies are cool. And I love my UCC 2023 trophies. But they're so big, I can't even have them all in the garage. So, like, this UCC one from this year was cool because it's small enough we could put it up there. Just like this plaque here, like it's easy to display. So I do like that. And I appreciate Brighton for doing that. Now, let me get you guys up on a tripod here and let's go over some stuff. Meyer and I have looked at the data logs from that dyno hit. Everything looked good. You know, honestly, guys, I knew we were gonna make a better number. I had no idea what we would get to on that pull. For those of you guys that are curious, dynos have correction factors. They're correcting for non-standard conditions. So whether that be temperature, elevation, humidity, all that stuff. Now, I don't want to get into the political part of correction factors. For me, like when Chris made his number, when Justin's made his number, when Greg's made his number, all of that stuff, like I've always just congratulated people. And again, people are gonna argue in the comments, and that's fine. I read some of them and I was just like, you know what, like I don't even care. The people that support me are happy. The people that don't are gonna have something miserable to say, and that is just life. If there's one thing I've learned after 34 years, it's whatever. So I don't lose any sleep over it. I did get a couple chuckles out of some of you guys sticking up for us in the comments, or Ultimate Call Out Challenge posting my sled pull video saying this truck does more than just dyno. And it's kind of closing, I wouldn't say a chapter, but hitting this achievement. We still have more. We're not, although seriously though, if anybody wants to buy the quad cab, I would probably sell it. I joke about it, but I think any of us that are at this level, like if somebody offered us enough money, I would get rid of it. But anyway, it's cool. You know, we did the UCC dyno hit. It was 3,100. Corrected, it was 2,988. So we put about 300 horsepower more power through the drivetrain. The biggest hurdle we've been fighting is that slip. And I mean, you'd have to be deaf to, or deaf to hear it, or not hear it. All these trucks are slipping. Justin's truck slips. I mean, it sounds like Greg's is a little bit more controlled, but Greg's definitely, like, listening to it, it sounds like it slips. Chris's has done that where they go crazy on the RPM. And UCC obviously minded as well before the tire popped. So really this weekend was more about just trying out that new transmission stuff to see if it would hold. Now, I'm happy to report that it held more power. It seemed to be happier. I am also a little curious to tear it apart. Now, we did leave the truck and my trailer up at Meyer's house. We got a couple more events to go to this month. Weekend on the Edge. I'm not really sure if we're gonna bring my quad cab. Meyer has talked about dyno and scrat. I have Wes with Beeman builds that also but asks for help, and I'm more than willing to help him. And I want to bring my daughter to Weekend on the Edge, so we thought about maybe just sled pulling the old Dusky over here to have some fun. But again, that's up in the air. I can tell you Diesel Fam, which is in Cedar City, Weekend on the Edge is the 20th, I believe, which means the 27th should be Diesel Fam. It's the last Saturday of September in Cedar City at the Rodeo Center. And we're gonna run my truck again on the dyno. Now, for the correction factor, not correction factor, I think we were at like 5,400 feet above sea level. And where it starts to get dicey is when you add nitrous. And I hear both sides of the argument, and I'm not here to really take a side. Like, I get it. I think at the end of the day, like, people are always gonna find something to argue about. And that's fine. Like, that's, I guess, still gets engagement and pushes it. But it was a pretty cool experience. And at the end of the day, like, I have a dyno sheet that has a smooth power graph. It looks like we started about 2,500 horsepower and then peaked out at 4,100 horsepower, like 4,156, 4,157. And it was a cool achievement. My dad drove down and was there to watch the event, so that was pretty cool. Picked a good weekend, I suppose, to come check it out. Not that he's not interested in it, he usually watches every video I put out, but I have my younger brother, Jeremy, has special needs, and fortunately, my dad has to stay there and take care of him, so my hat's off to him. As somebody now that has a special needs child, like, the sacrifices that you make for your children don't always make sense when you're growing up with special needs children. So that's something that my wife and I are constantly battling with our little girl. But it's a battle, but I appreciate him being there. And Jeremy, thank you for sharing Dad for the weekend so he could come out and hang out. That was good. And then obviously the unsung heroes of the weekend, my wife watched both kids. Between my wife and my in-laws, they were able to balance and juggle kids around and everything else. So I do appreciate that for letting me go chase these crazy dreams that I have. So I'm not sure what is next yet. I made a joke about 5,000 horsepower. And the sad but true part about it is there's more in it. And I know everyone says that, but like, legitimately, there's more in it. We did slip a little. It appears that we slipped about 300 RPM, which is way less Last time I think we slipped 1100 RPM. So a big thank you to Ethan over at WP Development. We're working on some converter stuff, and between Ethan, Meyer, and Will at Power Driven, we're kind of brainstorming on this transmission problem we're having. I'm curious, and I will do a full video tearing that tranny apart, show you guys, or at least put pictures up or something, to kind of show you guys what it looks like after the fact. I try to be transparent, and yeah, so the changes we made from UCC to now seem to be working. We got those new 6.7 DDP injectors. Couldn't do it without them. Lenny was one of the first people to text me, as well as Skylar, Chris Krebs, and Tim Moore. So big thank you to those guys. I really do appreciate the support. I'm pretty sure we're getting close to a decade now. We did change to the Extra G Red Alphas. I'm happy to report that those things be putting the fuel in, and we have less pump duty cycle, or we have more pump than what we showed. Like, there's still room on that, like just looking at the current tables. We had our same turbo setup. This time I believe it peaked out at 137 pounds of boost. Now that is a little lower than UCC, but we did change a little bit on the wastegate strategy. And again, we run those FIS 50 millimeter gates. So again, it's an 85 millimeter dual ball bearing. They call it the S450. And then that massive GTR 70. I think that's the 125 wheel. I can't remember if I have the 125 in the trailer and the 122s on the truck, or the 125s on the truck, the 122s in the trailer, but either way, yeah, and we use the Hot Shots engine oil still, and the fuel. We put their R100 race fuel in there. Couldn't do it without Kyle and the guys over there. Same Manton push rods and rocker arm bridges. We did replace the bridges after some valve hammering. We still run a industrial injection stage 3 cylinder head. They were kind enough to get us all the replacement parts, and then Will was able to just finish that head off, like whether it was damage or whatever. And like, you know, you talk to industrial and Tyler and all them, like they're mass producing these heads and they're great out of the box. And then Will took another 4 or 5 hours and just kind of chef's kissed it, for a better word. So I don't want to overshadow industrial's work, and I don't want to negate Will's work. Like, without Power Driven helping me fix the head, get the valve seat and all that stuff, I wouldn't have been able to make the event. Wagler, I mean, this deck plate, I don't know what Jeremy's guys or gals put in it, but it seems to, like, I don't know if they torched the block before they gave it to me and made it harder or whatever, but the engine fired up just fine after the event. Sometimes you do big smacks like that and all of a sudden you got water pushing out, or water in the oil pan, or oil in the coolant, and we didn't have any of that. So that made me really happy. We run Jeremy's rods as well, and then those new valve springs, they seem to be great. The no limit stuff still seems to be fine. Like, I mean, I was expecting some carnage, and there, to the naked eye, appears to be none. And then Jeff took some extra time. I called him a few times to make sure we had the Bosch set up right. And it's more of like just double checks. And I find myself getting a little bit more confident on this to make sure that we are correct. But Jeff gives up some weekend time, some late night time, and that's not lost on me, Jeff. So I really do appreciate that. That Bosch, man, I tell you what, I told Spencer at Darkside, JVJ, like any of those guys that are going for those numbers, like the standalone ECM is so crucial to that. Which also leads me, congratulations to JVJ. Dude, that was freaking sweet. 3,300 horsepower. I know it kind of maybe got lost a little bit because I went first, but that's a heck of an achievement, man. And I tip my hat off to you. That is a monster number as well. And then Spencer, I know you'll get it put back together, back out there. Sucks, but dude, trust me, I fought the battle as well, and it makes it that much sweeter when you get it, I promise. yeah, I think I touched, but WT developments, we're going to see what happened in the trans and go from there. But Ethan made us a converter for this event that we put in there that seemed to be working great. Kind of going through, that's still the same single air dog lift pump. It looks like we had about 7 psi left of lift pump, so still a little bit more room, believe it or not, to go, and that's incredible. Like when I try to wrap my head around that. And then obviously Fire Punk, we have their 4-link kit. Levon has also been a wealth of knowledge and really unlocked a new level for me to be able to keep competing. So although not everything I buy is from any one company or anything like that, there's a lot of behind the scenes collaboration that I really do appreciate. Just like at UCC when we, basically started asking Chase Fleece about some stuff, and I really do appreciate all of the advice that I get, and I take it and I learn from it and I apply it to my own setup, and I keep pushing forward, and it's cool to see the progression. But I forgot to mention fluid dampener as well. Nick over there has taken care of us many years. I do apologize for leaving you out, but we'll throw that in there. Or milligrams per stroke, which is about 680 mm3. We did it with less pulse width now, thanks to the 6.7 injectors, because we were able to run more rail pressure. And it actually hit the commanded fuel value for a little bit. It did trim some fuel down. So again, when I say it's not all the way up yet, it truly is not. Like, we asked for 575. I think we got 575 for a little bit, and then it kind of trimmed it back down. And we ran the same pretty much nitrous setup. And yeah, it was a wild weekend. Kind of all the adrenaline and everything is settled down. Now I'm obviously home. I'm filming this Monday morning. But it was a cool weekend, and got to see a lot of cool people. Big thank you to Boosted Wheel and Tire, Emerson. We won his wheel giveaway, and we have them. They're right there. We got a set of 24x14s. We also picked up just a myriad of parts. Meyer got us a crank, polished and balanced, and I shot a video on that. That'll come out after this video. Just showing you guys kind of how the sausage is made with that stuff. Big thank you to Tessa as well for getting some of the filming videos. And whenever I go up to Power Driven, for those of you guys that don't know, I always stay at Myron and Tessa's house, so I appreciate Casa del Stump 5-star review. We even had the continental breakfast on Sunday. That was very delicious. And yeah, guys, it's wild, and I think back, and I think the one thing that has stuck with me time and time again is it's like you have people that come into your life and pour knowledge into you, and you can either absorb it, ignore it, disregard it, or whatever. But some of the companies, it's like Gordon, for instance, with GL Tuning. Obviously, Gordon does not tune the Bosch for me, but the things that he taught me and the stuff that I learned with the 849 still carries to this day, and he still supports, even though he had, since it wasn't at UCC, it didn't count comment. That kind of hurt me a little bit, Gordon. But all in all, and Steve with his dual pump cover, stuff like that, you build these relationships with people, and I really do my best to keep them progressing, moving forward, and pushing the industry forward. I think we took a big step in 48 technology that I'm really excited about. I think there's more in it. I'm not sure how much more in it. I'm not sure how much more cast block can take, but it was pretty cool to do something this awesome with a cast block and being able to do it at home. You guys got to watch this truck be built, and I do my best not to hide stuff from you guys. And if I do skip over something or I don't cover it in detail, just know I want to try something before I give it to the public for two reasons. Number one, if it does work, I want to make sure it's repeatable. And number two, if it doesn't work, I don't ever want somebody to stumble across one of my videos, try something that didn't work, and be like, wow, this is terrible. So at the end of the day, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did not film the sled pull, but I did get to watch them. They were freaking cool. The dirt dragging was awesome. I'll put up some of the videos of some of that throughout this. The dyno stuff, again, like you had guys like Wes Beeman with Beeman Builds, personal bested, and we're gonna get him that 2,000 number. We're gonna change a couple of things around, I think, after talking with Wes, and really get that setup dialed in for Weekend on the Edge. And again, JBJ, Spencer at Dark Side. There was a few other gentlemen that did some cool stuff. You had all the RG crew out there with the Duramaxes. They're out of New Mexico. And again, just for anyone that had something positive to say and everything else, I really appreciate it. We're not done, but I can tell you with 100% certainty, I think the focus next year is I really want to hone in on drag racing. Like, I want to have a fast pro street truck. I'll be honest, I don't have the time nor the budget to chase the pro street record like some of these guys do. But I do want to really get into those fives. Todd going 517 in Montana really kind of, not necessarily like for any other reason of like, if a P-pump can do it, a common rail should be able to do it. So I appreciate Todd going out there and putting up that kind of a number, because now I have something to chase. And whether people believe it or not, you know, when I left WOT, like Dave and I are still friends. When I left Power Driven, like I still have a great relationship with those guys. So it's always fun. Big thanks to Will for recommending those tires. Those new tires were awesome. Cody, I'm glad both of us got to walk away from yesterday or Saturday without a scratch. Elmer, thank you. You two guys are nuts, and we couldn't do it without two dedicated individuals like you. And just a big thank you to the Industrial Injection crew for putting on that event. I know it's not easy doing events, and I thought that one ran fairly well for the size. So again, guys, give this one a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below. Subscribe if you're not already. And as always, I will catch y'all on the next one.